Hi, Tanisha.
You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, we'll start off with Mike.
Hey, Frank, after kind of going through the tape and getting with the coaches and everything, is there one issue out of the things that you guys didn't do what you had hoped for in game one that you think is kind of most fixable and most apparent that goes into this game too?
I think it's a lot of things we have to do better. If I were to choose one, our transition defense to start the game was very poor and costly in terms of making us play uphill the whole night. If I had to choose one, it would be that.
Did that have to do partly with DeAndre Ayton, Frank? And I suppose you could bring the glass into this as well. It was 47-33 in the first quarter, but did he represent some of what those easy baskets were? And is that something you think can be adjusted to in this one?
Yeah, we certainly have to do a better job on him on the glass. Yeah, they had 8 offensive rebounds. They had 16. And you're not going to win a lot of basketball games that way, but we're a good defensive rebounding team. And hopefully we'll make that adjustment and minimize them on the glass tonight.
AD tried to take some of the responsibility for game one. LeBron said you guys are obviously always better when he's aggressive, Frank. You said before some of that can be on you in putting him in different spots. What is the mindset with AD going into game two?
Well, we've talked a lot about, the ways we want to get him involved. And, he's obviously going to have a just different level of assertiveness tonight. But it's really on all of us. It's all, he's a big, so bigs are dependent on guards, and it's on all of us, the guards, the coaching staff, and AD, to get him more involved.
Dave.
Frank, Kuz had 0 points in game one on 2 shot attempts. Looking at the tape, what did you make of his performance, and what? Obviously, he's a much better scorer than that. We all know that. So, what could get him going tonight?
Yeah, we need to move the ball better as a team. That's the biggest thing. We didn't play extra pass basketball enough, and he's playing the right way. He's not forcing things, which is what we want from him. And if the ball moves better than it did in game one, we'll have more opportunities.
Dan.
Hey, Frank. Considering kind of Chris's shoulder injury, are there ways that you will try to defend him differently, or is it a wait and see thing? Obviously, he looked pretty physically limited in his return minutes on Sunday.
No, we're expecting to be at full strength. So, if we notice something, we can adjust on the fly. But we're expecting him to be at full strength.
Kyle.
Hey, Frank. First, I was just wondering, do you have the same starting lineup?
Yeah, I'm going to release the starting lineup 30 minutes prior.
And sort of a niche question, but earlier in the season, you had a player suspended for leaving the bench area when there was a little fracas between you and the Raptors, I believe. Were you happy to kind of see your team kind of learn from that and everyone kind of come out clean, so to speak, out of the whatever happened on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, that's the expectation. We have to do our job, and our job is to stay on the bench. The coach is to keep guys on the bench, and we don't celebrate when we do it the right way. That's the expectation. They actually did it the right way in the Toronto game as well. We just had that unique situation where Taylor was at the scorer's table, so the bench coaches, kept everybody on the bench the right way, but him being at the scorer's table was what led to that situation.
Bill.
Frank, Dennis had a line the other night where he said, or on Sunday, where he said that, kind of like it had been in the regular season, that these are still kind of practice for you guys because of the limited time you guys have had together. How different is that calculus for you when it's the playoffs and the stakes are so much higher? What's your tolerance for kind of figuring things out over the course of a game versus going to what can work given the stakes?
Yeah, it's a challenge. There's no other way to put it. It's a big challenge, and the stakes are high, and the environment is it's a playoff atmosphere. But it's out of our control. So so we have to make the best of it, and we understand that there's going to be a little bit of lack of cohesiveness, from the way the last 2 months of our season went, that we just have to play through.
Mark.
Hey, Frank, two-parter here on LeBron. I guess what's the latest on how his shoulder's been holding up? Excuse me, number one, and number two, Has the medical staff ever relayed their feeling that LeBron had a certain turning point in terms of his comfort level with his ankle? And if so, when was that?
No, I wouldn't say there was a specific date where there's a turning point. I think when he played those first 2 games, that was a barometer for where he was at and needed more time. And then when he came back, that's when he was good to go. But he's still going to feel it, throughout probably the duration of the playoffs, and but he'll be available and ready to go. And his shoulder had some minimal soreness, but he's good to go.
Jovan.
Hey, Frank, where do you feel like Dennis is at right now since his return from the health and safety protocols, and how important is his aggression and going downhill, pushing in transition for you guys tonight?
Yeah, it's tough to read. He's not. I don't feel like the bout with the health and safety protocols and the absence that he had is fully behind him. I do not feel that. I think he's still working his legs and lungs and getting back in rhythm from that time away. And again, that's one of the other challenges that we have to push through that in a very difficult playoff environment. But it's out of our control, the nature of the situation we're in. We have to make the best of it.
Last question, Melissa.
Hey, Frank. Obviously, AD is his own harshest critic. And we saw throughout the playoffs last season that, whenever he deemed one of his performances less than stellar, LeBron would really kind of help him stay even keeled. What have you seen from that dynamic? And specifically, what have you seen out of the two of them over the last 2 days in terms of that? Yeah,
well, they have a great partnership. It took flight right at the beginning of last year. Instantly with those two guys, building chemistry on and off the floor. And, obviously we took it to a championship. And, this year, it's been no different. They support each other and challenge each other, the way great players do, great teammates do. And, I think this game 1 to game 2 adjustment is being supported by all of us, not just the LeBron.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.